Oh, you teat. I think I like this one. I mean, obviously, like the sleeves. I think that it's just right. Usually, people want longer sleeves, but I kind of like it because I like wearing it like that, and then like kind of tucking this in, you know. So, do you guys never stay up this late? Yeah, I'm waiting for him to just plug it. Make sure that we'll see if it can save. The one that I did last night with Kat did not save. So it didn't save, and it didn't even save on here for like 24 hours, which typically it will. So you're confused. It's 11 p.m. Yeah, you should go to bed, you know? You should be asleep. No, it's fine. You don't have to. It's okay. Like, I've resorted to, like, it doesn't matter anymore with these. If it saves it, it saves it. I'm just, you know what, Instagram? I'm just grateful to be on right now because I am still not able to access my Facebook. We were joking. I was like, I'm just going to drive to the county clerk and just change my name. I'm just going to be Talia Lykitis. I think that it looks like a real last name. You know, obviously don't pronounce it like it is. Pronounce it, it sounds almost Greek, you know. We're just the Lykitis. Likeitis? What sounds better, Likeitis or Lykitis? Likeitis sounds like we need a vaccine for that, you know.
I already have one for that.
Yeah. Closer, really closer. So, anyhow, oh good, see, look, now the number's popping up. I guess there's a lot of people on late. So, it does, it sounds like a disease, right? Oh, Talia Likeitis. Well, you know what, Facebook, I don't know what to tell you. There's a lot of people on there that think that I've deleted them and blocked them. My mom texted me today while I was on the phone with a friend, and she's like, did you block your tita? I was like, oh no. So one of my aunts thinks I blocked her, and I'm like, no, I'm just not allowed on there. Same aunt, she probably thinks that, you know, it's because I got cursed for not sending, like, the chain mail that she still sends through Facebook. She still sends that stuff, you know?
I've gotten a
She's
couple
like,
of those.
Please pass this rose to 12 people. So, it's 2 a.m., someone else's time. You guys, I have so many people, like, upset. They're mad. They're so mad. You guys realize I'm just looking into stuff, right? I'm not on it 100. It's almost like you're catching me right now. You're catching me, like, pretend like you caught me in 2009 when somebody just dropped the V-bomb on me, where I was like, what? What do you mean we've been... You know, you're just catching me there. And so I'm not 100% on any of this stuff, but the more I look into it, it seems like even the experts and NASA aren't 100% on any of this stuff. So...
They're 100% paid.
I mean, you know, we don't know. None of us know. Gosh, I like got off that Organite live. I mean, I guess I'm okay with it not having been saved. I mean, some of you would have been really shocked to see some of those comments coming in. And then I learned that I guess if you do a live with somebody, like a split live with someone, if they have a public account too, their followers could come on. So, let's see here. Your hubby doesn't wake up to my voice. Oh my gosh, yeah. Your all of your husbands must like hate my voice. I'm gonna let Jeff talk. Oh man. Well, so what's it like being married to, you know, what the government would call a conspiracy theorist?
Well, it's never boring. Never boring. And you know what? It seems like lately conspiracy theory is really a word for, or words for finding out the truth first.
We're conspiracy realists. I beg to argue that. Yeah, with the sites and everything that people were arguing on yesterday, you had Christians that got so mad about the whole Organite thing. They're like, oh my gosh, like, the fact that these people believe in like energy and vibes, like, you don't believe in bad energies, like, at all, Christians out there? I mean, without it being satanic, like, if we're in a room and I'm able to not show it in my face, like, but I'm in a pissed off mood, like, everybody in that room feels that I'm upset.
Or how about I haven't eaten for 3 hours? You're going to know. You're going to feel it radiating off of me. Like, my hangry is no joke.
Like, it's just crazy that they think that this kind of stuff doesn't exist. There's, like, literally copper conducts energy. And, I mean, have you plugged anything into, like, have you plugged in a USB? Like, how do you think this stuff is even working? I'm so concerned for you, you know? And I don't know. They're like, yeah, but if you're a faith seeker, but you had Joseph and he was a dreamer, so what happened there? Like, was he just BSing everything? Because some people could argue that all of these so-called prophets, right? They can argue that. I'm just saying, I'm not, like, against what you're saying. I'm just like, dude, you know, crazy. It was crazy. And I gotta say, I think maybe the Organite did work because I was able to keep myself composed last night, even though I was like, what in the hell, you know? I had all that Organite around me, and I had all these like bad vibes coming in from these lives. All these Christians were like attacking my DMs, and I was like, I'm not even mad about it.
I was like, whoa.
And then I walked away and I'm like, maybe this stuff really works. Maybe it really works. So just like with the Organite, just like with,
Hello.
Bright.
Is that better? No.
Oh no, it's just like it's like it was weird because I was like I just had a thought, almost like an idea, and then it like, you know, let there be light. I don't know how is that working right now? What's happening? It's like sorcery that's even working right now. Oh boy, but yeah, I don't know. Why did God even give us eyes if we have NASA? Like, what's the point? We have NASA. Why do we need to even use our own eyeballs?
Why do we need to trust anybody?
Well, going into the whole Organite thing that I'm still not 100% on, going into all of this other stuff we're looking at. Why am I doing all this stuff, you guys? It's maybe partly to turn a lot of people away. Maybe there's reason there, you know. But also because it's being banned. Why can't we talk about Organite? Why is there an actual like regulatory commission, an agency from the government that is going after these people that are selling this? After Kat shared her story about the helicopters the black helicopter thing, which I was like, that's kind of weird. I had a couple of you message in and send me to other accounts where people have in their stories the black helicopters that are around when they're making Organite. So that was also, I was like, okay, that's kind of trippy too. And now with just all this stuff, with the labels, with like the whole YouTube is saying that they're going to censor, ban, take down all these videos, I was like, well, I better look into it now just to form my own opinion on it, you know, just to be able to look into it. Because if it's not dangerous, and if it's something that you could just like laugh about, then who cares? Why not let it be up? What are your thoughts? You're awfully quiet.
I am still looking into the Organite as well. Haven't had too much time to research into it, but generally when the FDA is saying that it's bad for you, it seems like, or they just don't want it on the market, it seems like it's going to benefit us in some way, shape, or form. Not everything. So even for myself, you know, I'm still doing some research. I haven't fully dived into that. I'm just looking at some of the pieces that are on the table right now.
Yeah, some like Christian account too. She sent me like this link about how when William Reich was getting into the Organite thing, it was about like sex energy, and that something like the orgasm is like the ultimate of the energies, and the more you experience that, the more in like euphoria. And I was just like,
I mean, that's not bad either.
Well, yeah.
I don't.
No one's who was denying this, and it was like they were talking about it like it was a bad thing. I mean,
but you know what? Like I believe I heard Talia mention it too. That we pray over, we pray over our home, we pray over our food, we pray over, people, and we pray over certain objects that enter our home as well. So we definitely prayed over these pieces that they're bringing good energy to us. Energy that God has put out there for us as well. So,
and that's what I said. I said, you guys, you can worship the creator, not the creations. It's different. If you are worshiping creations, and if I'm in my backyard having seances and like putting out my crystals and lining them up all over my face and my body, and it's like I can't leave my house without that one gem or that, like, no, I'm not. Yeah. I'm not like that. I mean, I can leave knowing that I can have there's no middleman in this relationship when it comes to me and my creator. I can talk to my creator. We went over this last night, but it's like, would God demonize the use of minerals that he created, to keep us safe from man-made radiation? Because no one's denying that the 5G and the EMFs are messing with us. No one's denying. I mean, you can look up these studies on your own time that it is affecting our DNA, and they're not testing it for that, and they're putting it all up around us. So this stuff is emitting something, and it's not good. It's not good. So why would he be against? It blows my mind. It just blows my mind.
Well, we know why the FDA would be against her, the government.
Right.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm just trying to wrap my mind around all the other stuff too. Obviously, I had no interest in like the whole Earth thing. I had no interest until once again, they were like, this stuff's going to get pulled,
Yeah.
So.
When it takes away from the government or when it starts, peeling into the truth, then it gets shut down pretty quickly.
Right. And then I don't know, is it so hard to believe that we were put here for a purpose and that we're all uniquely and wonderfully made and anything else is a lie? Sometimes I want to have these talks because, as a Christian, you get to the end of the Bible and what happens? Okay, well, there was the promise that was made that he's returning. And in the meantime, though, what are we supposed to do? There's a lot of to-dos and not to-dos in Revelation and things to look out for. Well, it ended, the story had like a beautiful ending, but it's not over, right? Like he died for our sins and he's coming back. But in the meantime, we're all in this meantime of the devil's still very present. Like the devil is still actively present on this earth. And what were those promises? The promise is that he hates you now you've replaced him as the light bearer, because that used to be his job. So anything that counteracts the Bible, anything that tries to discredit the Bible, I think is just worth a second look. Mm-hmm. And anything that wants to tell you that there's, that you were literally just an accident. You were an accident. Okay, so what is it that you believe then? Do you believe that you were divinely created and that you have a purpose and that you are a child of God, that you're a daughter of a king or a son of a king? Do you believe that? Or do you believe that, there's this big turtle in outer space and there's this blast and you're here and you evolve from like the monkeys that were here before you and you're just pretty insignificant in all of this? Because it seems like most of the world bought into that. And that's just what I feel like I'm diving into now, where I just have a lot of questions. And I don't like that when I initially want to talk about stuff, I mean, it's like a deja vu over and over. I'm getting the same reactions that I got, years and years ago when I was like, hey, P.S., that stuff in that needle is, it's poison. You're poisoning your kids. Don't call it that. But it is,
Call it what it is. Not to sugarcoat it.
I just want a picture. So here, I wanted to suggest something. I don't know what you guys think, but hear me out. And I know that they've made trillions. Like, they're making at least 20 billion a year, at least, right? But I mean, my heart goes out to NASA right now. I'm thinking I want to start a GoFundMe for NASA. I don't know if you guys would be willing, like if everybody could just pitch in like a few bucks, we could start a GoFundMe for NASA. And I think just get them like a decent camera, because I'm just really concerned here. Like you're jet setting off into Mars. You got plans to just go into other galaxies soon here, but like we can't get like a photo of just to shut everybody up. Like we just can't get a picture. And so I mean, I was looking online at some decent cameras. There's some decent DSLRs that are like, you know, only in like I think a full frame. Get them a full frame camera. Like, make them stop using the fisheye lens, because they use that fisheye lens, you know. Get them like a wide angle. Or no, the ultra wide angle, sometimes it kind of...
It's not in their budget. They're going to have to raise the taxes on everybody just to get that.
I know, it is a prime lens. It can run up to $1,800. So I'm thinking like, I don't know, maybe like we'll cap it at about $5,000.
So 5,000 regular taxpayer dollars or regular dollars to us is equivalent to what, like $1 million? They're going to need to take $1 million to pay for a camera.
I mean, it did cost like what, $80 million for the Obama administration to create the Obamacare website. So if that costs $80 million, I don't know. But I feel like maybe we don't give them the money. We use the money and we actually buy the camera for them. I think that could be, a nice gesture, you know? Well, GoFundMe takes a percentage, and so maybe we'll like raise it a little. If they take, 3%, then we'll charge $5,500. I think $5,500, we could do it, guys. I mean, you know, NASA's done so much for us.
Some of the best movies I've ever seen.
They've just done so much, you know? Going, none of these astronauts. Okay, but those astronaut videos are just getting funnier and funnier the more I watch these guys in space with their shirts tucked in all tight, and then they're like tapping on their backs like, well, why are you hanging on to back there? What's clipped onto your belt? I know, I'm really just irritating everyone, aren't I? I feel like I'm just irritating everybody. Anyway, you know, if the earth is flat, I love those comments on these things. They're like, but if the earth is flat, why does my life feel like it's constantly going downhill in a spiral of... Oh, man. I was just curious on your thoughts. We've been watching some Operation High Jump videos. What do you think about that?
That's the first I'd actually seen of that. The one that Talia showed me that stuck out in particular was when they were doing the expedition, and they came across this huge plot of land with, what was it, 5-mile
lake,
square radius lake that would actually have fresh water in it.
Warm.
Wasn't frozen.
Warm water.
And then around the banks of the lake, it was actually all these... what was the adjective they used to describe the minerals?
We can probably just play it.
It's something along the lines of like these minerals that were needed.
Where is that?
By everybody.
Let's see. Yeah, it's okay. So guys, check out before they pull these videos. It's.
I was surprised it was still up. Actually,
the year it's 1946 with the U.S. Navy, and Admiral Byrd is the one who did these. It's called Operation High Jump, and Periscope Films did the Secret Land Antarctica U.S. Navy operation. Hold on, let's try to see what we could pull up here. I think it was under 20. It's just really interesting, and like, so I'm showing him this. I know I keep talking about my favorite place ever. Like, you take me on vacation, take me here.
Never come back.
Look at this. All right.
A cameraman goes into action. 300 square miles of land without snow. Land that might be in New Mexico or Arizona. Pictures alone will prove Bunger has discovered a warm oasis in the shadow of the pole. It is for such supreme moments as this that men brave the hardships of exploration. The astounding, undreamed of fact is that they are over a chain of warm water lakes whose shores, except for small patches, are free of ice and snow. Commander Bunger circles the largest lake in sight, 5 miles long. He comes in to make a landing. Water temperatures must be recorded. Samples taken. He finds the water fresh. Temperature 38 degrees Fahrenheit. On the shores are vast deposits of coal and of minerals of the utmost importance to civilization. Aside from their headline discovery, Bunger and his men have another good reason for hustling home to the Curry Top.
So there's in that, and I think it's minute 28. Hold on, let's see. Was it minute 28?
Those Antarctic mines, if once tapped, could supply the world's coal needs for centuries. These official motion pictures can give only a cross-section of the miles of photographic records.
Wait, did you guys hear that part? It said that from their discoveries, Admiral Byrd's claims that the Antarctic mines could supply all of the world's coal needs.
For centuries.
For centuries. So, there's so many. So anyways, if you're, I can sum up Operation High Jump for a little bit here, but pretty much they found so many more resources there, and he said that it was worth continuing to explore. Yet after all of this, within that decade of all of this and their discoveries and their journals, what happened? Well, then the Antarctic Treaty came about, and you know, there's mountains on here. There's a mountain region here called Rockefeller Mountains, just like there's Rothschild's Island. It's like, so you're telling us that Antarctica, it's not even worth, you know, going to, exploring. It's inhabitable, even though these people claim otherwise. But you're cool. Like, let's just keep jet setting off into outer space and all that. We haven't even fully explored Antarctica, or have we? Do they already know what's completely out there, and they're just not telling us?
I don't know if you guys can see it, but in the video, excuse me, when they're showing the land, there are actually trees on there as well. I know it looks like brown and like a lot of black shadows, but there are actually trees there too. So when they tell us that it's these sub-zero temperatures, nothing can survive, clearly things can thrive there.
Yeah, they even state in here, trees and brush all green, not completely iced out. Sorry, this volume here. And why did he call it high jump? Because it's impossible to bypass the 15 was it stored ice wall? An ice wall that prevents ocean water from seeping over the edges. I don't know. Like that part, I'm just like, okay, my mind is just going in like a million different places. So what's going on there? Why is that all we get? And then we try to go on like looking up stuff of Antarctica, and they're not showing us anything except you can't live there. Here's a bunch of penguins. Here's a bunch of like ice.
Yep. You know, when they control the flow of knowledge, then that's the rest of the masses have to go off of. And what else is there to do but believe it for the most part? So
a chain of warm water links. And then the part that we were like, what on earth, was the whole like minerals of the utmost importance to civilization. That was like, what?
Well, you know the government has control of that. You know that they don't want that getting out.
I feel like we should have the right to question it. We should have the right to like ask about it, inquire. Why are we just sitting back saying, okay, nobody goes there? Why? And then you get the people that are like, why would you even want to go there? And I feel like, well, first of all, those aren't my people at all. But yeah, that was a little bit, I got dizzy for a while, because then I ended up going down the route of like the KGB and what their operatives have said about all of this. And it's like, it's just flooring to me. Of course, I'm like taking everything here with a grain, right? I'm taking everything here with a grain of salt. So yeah, I think that that's kind of like what we're looking into next. And I'm thinking that that's the real white privilege. Like, that's the real white privilege. We're all being lied to here. Oh gosh, like all these comments just kind of came trickling in. the private hideout of the elite.
Agreed on
For
that.
sure, like that's, okay, and then people want to say, why would they do this? Why would they go through all the trouble of lying to us? Like, I was taking even notes because I asked that a lot too. What is the point? Well, obviously, the biggest point would be to hide the creator, to hide the fact that you are divinely created, all of that. Like you're here with a purpose, you are very important, you're very special, right? That's one big thing. But they also know how stupid the masses are. Like, you have to put yourself in their shoes. I know you have to, okay, let's all pretend to be psychopathic, evil narcissists with an unlimited amount of money. Like, unlimited amount of money. You can print money if you wanted to. You have all the money, okay? And you have the means to control what people believe. But you've seen the masses. So would you really let all of these morons in on all of your resources? Like, have you seen our national parks? They've given us so little. They've given us little, and they're watching what we do with so little. Have you seen how we've polluted our oceans? Have you seen what we've done to, like, our street corners? And they know how we treat things, the average person. So why would you... I'm not defending them. I know that this is that sounding like I'm defending them?
No, she just wants a different perspective into, like, if you're part of this 1% elite, you're going to want to make sure that there's plenty of resources for that 1% and maybe a few others and nobody else. So in order to protect that, you're going to control all the information that's going out. You want people to know only what you want them to know. Does that make sense?
I feel like we constantly fail their IQ tests all the time. We're just failing. Like, look at this. Look, let's put poison in this thing and look at them line up for the poison. For what? Offer them $5. You're not going to give people who line up to poison themselves and then wonder why they feel like crap. And then when they're like, oh my gosh, I feel like crap, they run back to the very people who poisoned them for, like, what, a $5 gift card or for a sticker. We are morons, most of us, okay? We are absolute peasants, idiots, that we wouldn't know what to do with a gold mine if it was sitting in front of us. Like, this is how they view us, is what I'm saying. This is literally what they think of us. All of that fine print, no one reads it. And I feel like it's fun. It's one big game at this point. Like, no one's reading this fine print. Not even the professionals. Not even the people that you think have it. So then it's not shocking anymore. It's just not surprising anymore. I was also intrigued because there was that whole thing. If you guys remember the 2016 election, right? It was like hysteria all over the world. It's not across, is it across the world, or how would we say this now? I don't know. No, but John Kerry traveled to Antarctica. Look that up. He was gone the week of the elections. He had to leave, because they knew that so-and-so was going to win, I'm sure. And for whatever reason, this guy goes to Antarctica, and they say it's to talk to the climate change experts and all of the researchers that are out there, because that only 500 to 1,000 researchers can live out there. Not you, them. Not us peasants. I feel like that's paradise. Like, that's where paradise is.
Well, you'd have to think in terms of same thing. I reference the 1% a lot because those are generally the ones that make a lot of choices as far as what's going on and what's being put out there. But when thinking about the whole poison and needle concept, if these elitists want the population to go down, and we have this healthcare system that's been in place for such a long time, and we've been taught since little children, when something's wrong, you go to the doctor. they're going to tell you what's wrong. They're going to prescribe you medicine. They're going to help you get better. If anything else happens, you go back to them. That's been ingrained for I don't know how many centuries. I don't know how many generations. So I'm sure at one point the healthcare system was designed to help people, but then pharma isn't making any money. So there was definitely a shift there, and all these generations are believing that you go to the doctor, they know everything, they're going to be able to help you no matter what, they know what's best for you. So that continues on, and there's those few people that have woken up that will realize that that's not the truth. However, that's not the masses. They want to get rid of the masses. They're going to create this lie that, hey, this poison needle is going to help you. It's going to help keep you safe from these other diseases, when in truth we know that it doesn't.
When were you taught that the earth was round?
Oh, definitely as a kid. Every class had a globe in there. I would say
I'm just
third
my
grade.
mind. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm glad we're doing a live, but then I'm learning about the whole star thing right now, that the real stars are actually just pure energy. They're not planets that are super far away. It's called Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. They just they're unique in how snowflakes are unique. They're not just billions of light years away. I don't know. I'm gonna go down that one soon. My mind is spinning right now. They're each their own masterpiece, just like you. I feel like we learned in kindergarten that it was round. I feel like I want to revisit what they teach in kindergarten really quick. So that...
Yeah, somebody just said that their kinder just came in and said that the earth was round.
I think that they learned that the first day of school, that it's round. And that's not, once again, like you said, I'm not 100% on any of this, but ask me again in a week.
It's getting information out there.
There's no one who believes in this stuff from what I'm seeing and then goes back to believing in the other thing. Just there's no one who's, anti-vax. I've never met an anti-vaxxer who becomes pro-vax. Just I've never met, none of these people seem to be changing their minds, man. None of them, and there's tens of thousands. And I'm man, see, the censorship, you got, look what you did, Facebook. Look what you did. You kicked me off Facebook, and what did I do? What did I do?
She changed her name.
Dang it. You really think that when you tell people not to look at something, that they're just going to be yeah, okay, I won't look over there. I won't do it. What is the human, gonna do? They don't learn.
Well, it's curiosity.
That's what they did. They said, hey guys, just so you know, there's nothing to be explored in this area. It's all ice and it's freezing, so don't bother going over there. Well, yeah, the zombie crowd will be well, yeah. But then there's other people that are wait, why? And why do you get to still go over there?
Those are the ones that will make the change.
So, oh man, the whole Bible thing. It's not that shocking. It's not that shocking. He's here to deceive us, and many people are being deceived. That's okay. So, but people live in Canada. Yeah, what are all those people doing living in Canada? Oh man. And I've looked into... Miles is on. Hi, Miles. I've looked into that also being a psyop, that they would try to lump in one group with another to discredit an entire thing. But I also got news for you. The people who genuinely think that we are all crazy for questioning the pharmaceutical industry with this product that's supposedly saving lives, they think that way anyway. Whether you add one more dang thing to your belt or not. They're going to think that way anyway. And I'm past the point. I don't care. I'm past that point. Big time.
Oh, you can't let that weight bring you down. That's for sure.
I don't care.
Some stools backs.
Yeah, it bothers me too. Like, look, everything that's bothering you guys bothers me too. I have a lot of questions on it. It's the same when people are asking, okay, but what about the planets? What about all of the... Yeah, man, I'm happy to be here telling you I don't know. I'm not NASA giving you a guess and a guesstimate. You know, I'd rather tell you I do not know.
And just get some facts and information out there, and then you decide.
Yeah. So, for sure, I have like a million questions. I don't know why the Bible and the old print mentions the four corners of the earth, though. That's a trippy one. I don't know why they talk about that. I don't know why, like, every other civilization talked about the firmament. That's weird, too. You know? Then somebody had that comment about the Milky Way, that the Milky Way is just a tear in the firmament from the floods. From when God had to come in there because he flooded the earth. That's why your rainbow also looks like that. And that's the promise. Then you have these people who are like, wait a minute. No. It has to be completely round because if it's nighttime over here, it's daytime in Australia. Like, no one said, by the way, no one said that the sun does not, rise in the east and set in the west. Like, it can still, or you're looking up like, yeah, but it's rounded. Okay, well, so is a dime. A dime and a nickel is round too. So we have to also, like, get on the same page about what you think round is. And Miles, did you get to watch the video that I sent you on that astrophysicist? We did. Did you just jump on? There is no goal to convince people that the Earth is... Oh, for us to convince people that the Earth is flat, we don't have goals. The goal to convince people that the Earth is a globe, that it's floating in this universe that is, like, surrounded by millions of, like, little galaxies and little, like, I'm assuming, because that's what they're preaching over there at NASA, right? Well, their goal for that is to leave human beings feeling insignificant and that you're not the center of the Earth. You're not put here with a purpose. You were put here by one big accident, and there's, like, no point in your life. What is the point in your life? And I'm not saying that to you, Miles. I think you have a lot of points. So why then? I got it. Okay, that astrophysicist who was caught, yeah, she ended up looking like an idiot, but she's an expert. She's one of the top experts, and she was on a TED Talk. I can't swipe up or do a link here, but I can share that after.
All the experts don't.
So if she's considered an expert, and the guy who went undercover was able to catch her in a lot of, like, really funky situations, that's it. So my thing is, I feel like their only point in lying to us and telling us that it is this globe, or, that the whole, like, dinosaur thing and all of that is just to make us feel like we were one big accident. Anything that is going against the Bible, I guess. But once again, everything I'm saying on here, take with a grain. I want everybody to just research this for themselves. I'm not making any claims, although you guys can sense that I'm very intrigued by this topic.
If anything, it's good to inspire curiosity so that we will reach and search for the truth ourselves. And that's where it should go.
I sent that to my dad. I was like, Satan, Santa, NASA. And my dad's like, what? He's like, what is this? I was like, the South Pole. It's literally in the center. No, that's why no one is allowed to go there. And who did they put there? Santa. Who's Satan? I know, it's late, but look where my mind's going right now. I'm seeing, all these questions. Are you reading some of these questions?
I was.
Somebody went down the Santa and Satan rabbit hole.
I was just thinking about that. I didn't really grow up with the Santa thing, so that
Hitler's there. That's where Hitler is. Tupac, all of them. They're just hanging out. They all are just hanging out in Antarctica. And it's like, you know what? I want to go to Antarctica so bad because I'm feeling more and more convinced that is paradise. That's where like all of the best water is, the skies that aren't being polluted, like all of that stuff's there. But then again, that means all of these satanic pedophiles are there. So we don't even want to be there.
it's not even a paradise.
You know? We've never done Santa.
No.
We've never done Santa.
And like we told our daughter not to ruin it for other kids.
Yeah.
At this particular, well, what was that? That was several years ago.
We were like, shh, all these other
She already
parents.
knew, yeah.
All these other parents, they like to lie to their kids, you know, it's okay. It prepares the kids for all these other lies, like, you know, that vaccines save lives. It prepares them for all the other lies that, you know, I'm kidding.
You know,
we don't judge other people who do Santa, but we don't. When I was a kid, my mom, I asked her, and she just looked at me, she's like, do you really think that this one guy can go all around to every house in one night and deliver presents and eat cookies? And I was like, no. And she goes, well, then there's your answer. Don't ruin it for other people. So that's pretty much what we did with our kids. Like,
Yeah,
don't ruin it for other people.
we work, we buy you the presents.
Wait, actually, no. The first year we did jokingly do Santa with her. But we wrapped the shitty presents.
Oh, yeah.
So we had, like, the crappiest presents were from this dude named Santa. Like, the socks and the underwear was from Santa. And then, but all the cool stuff was from, like, mom and dad. So she really, like, stopped caring about who this person was. And then I think the following year. We don't even do Elf on the Shelf. We did
Us on a Shelf.
Yeah, we have these elf dolls that we put our faces over. And we called it Mom and Dad know if you're bad or something. We told our kids that there's video cameras in these dolls that have our faces on them. I posted about it like years ago.
Yeah, that was funny.
And we look crazy. We took pictures of ourselves and our faces are like, what's yours doing? What's yours doing?
I remember that.
We were like, and then so our kids are like, dude, we're like, yeah, we're just videoing you guys, so be good. Or else we don't, you know. So that's what we do. Elf on the Shelf is creepy.
Yeah.
These kids know that you just be like, kid, you don't need Elf on a Shelf. Like, you're being monitored. You're being watched. Everything that you say and do. You know, mommy got kicked off Facebook this year. So, yeah. No, but you know what? Then again, I don't know. I don't know what we're going to be doing with Christmas this year. I don't even know if we're going to.
Well, this year I wanted to kind of mix the gifts a little bit more so the kids aren't getting too much into materialistic, and just wanted to have the whole family out on a vacation.
Yeah.
Tell his parents as well, just to spend time with each other. And, you know, Christmas isn't just about the gifts.
Yeah, we were going to use... But, you know, we still have our wreath up from last year. I never took our wreath down. It's on the front door.
That was me.
You never took it down. Well, neither of us then, I guess.
Well, you know, because we didn't come through the front door for the longest time. We would always just enter through the garage. So
I know. And then
for
next
half the
thing you
year,
know,
we
it's
didn't
like
even see the
March,
front door.
April. We're like, whatever. Just keep it up. So, anyway. But Christmas is going to be really fun. I mean, my dad and mom, you know, the last time we were with family, there was like a big blowout fight about...
Oh, gosh. That was...
Oh my gosh, with my mom, it was over the dinosaur thing. And then with my dad, it was like, I was there. I was like, what do you mean you were there? He was like, I was there. I saw it. I saw it on the TV that they jet set it off into space, that they landed. That then I was like, you were watching from your television at home. And like, it's like, he got so mad at me. Like, I've ruined his childhood.
This piece of history.
And I was like, Dad, that moon thing was fake. And he's like, no, it was. Like, lost his mind. Like, I'm telling you guys, I've seen kids' toys more intricately designed and looking, like, sturdier looking than this heaping pile of basura that they tell you went up into space.
But then you know what trips me out is that they now all of a sudden
Like they had to use the Costco aluminum foil to wrap that thing, by the way. You had to get one of those big aluminum foil things. Like I didn't even know that they made aluminum foil that big. I was just like, man, where do they get that?
And you know they say that they don't have the technology to go back to the moon now. All of our advancement in technology, and we can't go back to the moon. We don't have the technology to go back to the moon. Really?
Yeah, like 60 years ago. Oh, so we just can't anymore? That part, but you know, that stuff bothers me. It's okay, it just bothers me.
So they could have made a better life than that.
Our family, yeah, I know. We don't really need to get into the politic thing with my family. Not when they have this, you know, not when they have all of this to deal with. So it does, and I'm like, it's your older generation's fault. It's your guys' fault that you just bought everything. I don't get it. Sometimes I'm like, you can sit on a pulpit. I love my dad, though. But I'm like, you sit on a pulpit every week. You talk about hellfire. You talk about, like, all of this stuff that's just, it sounds like a miracle and, like, too good to be true. And it's all faith-based and it's all, you know. And I'm with you, Dad, but how can you, like, not for a second believe me when I tell you that I'm on your side here and I have more proof for you that what you're telling your congregation is legit. And he's like, no, he doesn't want to hear it. He doesn't want to hear it, you know? Sometimes I'm like, hey, Dad, when I call him and he's like, hey, if this is something else, keep it to yourself. Okay. I know our FaceTime calls are just... Anyway, I can tell they tune me out. It's fine. It's fine. I'd rather those kind of Thanksgiving arguments, you know.
I'm saying about the food.
You think about the food?
Yes.
What are we going to do this year?
Oh, I was thinking a rump roast.
A rump roast?
Yeah.
I was thinking we just go to one of these casinos and just pay and they just cook the food for us.
What was that thing that I made that one time? That was the big meat, and then I seared it on the sides and then threw it in the oven. That was so good. I had it wrapped
That
up in the
looks
wire.
good. Erin, you remember Erin on here? She got herself one of those spits.
Oh, yeah?
Like on Amazon, she was posting that she got herself a spit and you like could put it in the ground and you just, that's how you cook.
That would be fun.
Whatever it is, I don't know. Tell us, Jeff, how you dealt with your new findings. What goes through your mind when I tell you a new something?
Well, in the beginning, honestly, it was probably an eye roll at first. And
I didn't see any eye rolls.
yeah, I was thinking the eye roll. Because, you know, I grew up, with just like the vast majority of other people out there that, you know, we landed on the moon, this and that. So, you know, when you've been told something all your life and now all of a sudden there's new information that maybe contradicts what you've been told, you know, you just don't open up right away like that, or at least not myself. So as more facts and information are presented, at that point, I'll take that into my own consideration and make my informed decision. So when I have enough, like I said, facts and information, and either my questions have been answered or I can research it myself, then I will make my decisions. So Talia is great at doing the research and getting a lot of information out there and facts, and, you know, she can support her side of the conversation.
Well, with all this stuff though, you know that I'm still a little bit like, I don't know.
And for myself, I'm very much an observer, and I like to listen. So if somebody's putting something out there, I'll listen to everything. I may not talk a lot at that point, and it's generally because the gears are spinning in my head, and I need to figure out where I need to start looking, what can I do so that I can get the information for myself. And I don't think anybody on here knows me really personally, but whenever something is new, whether it's a new game, new sports, new anything, and Talia can probably vouch for this, I will always stand back and watch. I'll watch how other people do it. I'll watch how other people interact with it, because I'm going to learn everything from their mistakes or what they did right. and then I'll take that into my own accord, do my own research.
Yeah, Jeff's
try and do
infamous
it.
for that.
Yeah, and just
You get a new game
Try
and
and
you're like,
support
let's
it.
all play this game. And he's like, no, I don't feel like it. Why don't you guys play it? And he sits back and he watches you. And then next thing you know, the next time you play the game with him, he's already like medium, almost good level. And you're going, what happened there? And it's because when everybody goes away, he goes and plays the game to make
or I
sure that
research.
he...
Even if it were like shooting a gun, best stance, best way to hold it, what do I need to do when I'm pulling the trigger, am I breathing, am I holding my breath, like any little factor, like I want to know so that I can be informed.
Like, you don't want to come on here on a live in front of a bunch of people and look like an idiot, like you don't know what you're talking about. Is
Nobody
that what
wants
you're...
that. Nobody wants that.
I beg to differ, because I am to the point where I just like will throw myself in, and then I like wait and I see the responses, and it's like all of it, and I kind of like gather it all. And I mean, I do this. I'm doing this guinea pig thing right now with my life. It's like it doesn't matter.
And I'll learn from that.
And then he watches it and he's like, ooh, So sometimes we're like, oh, you know what I said? And then you know what happened? And he's like, well,
I'm an Enneagram 6, actually.
He's a 6.
Yeah.
So that's okay. The thing is, like, you don't want your husband to think that you're too crazy, to where you're like
She's crazy enough to make it right.
you're too crazy that he's like turned off by you in that way, Like, you don't want that either. That's why I did a lot of my lives and when I get all crazy and loud, like, and he's not home, or he like leaves with with Enzo, or that's why when he'll come back and be like, how was everything? How was your day? And I'm like, it's great, because I transferred all of my like frustrations and anger and energy onto you guys, and who you're now in turn passing all that on to your husbands who like hate it. So maybe...
Or maybe I come back halfway through your live and I'm just standing outside listening to you.
Are you sometimes?
I can hear you from outside.
Well, I don't know. I don't know. What am I ever going to do if I can't rock your flat earth?
That's horrible. That's the worst analogy ever.
I don't know. It's like, am I
man.
getting vertigo at times because this is all spinning like super duper fast, or is it just, I don't know, is it just old age, or is it's probably the poison in the water,
It's probably the truth coming out.
So
Everything you've been told.
is Jeff
a lie.
convinced of flat earth?
Nope, still doing my research. I'm not.
Yeah, me too.
Neither here, neither there. So, Bitcoin.
Me too. What's his take on Bitcoin?
I actually know some people that deal in Bitcoin, and they've been quite successful in that.
How many people have tried to get us to sell Bitcoin?
For myself, honestly, at this point, it would be guns and ammo, booze, and precious metals.
Booze? We haven't been drinking.
No, like that's when things go haywire, that stuff's going to be of value.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you're going to want to have alcohol on hand, because it's a good trade-off for actual resources with the zombie crowd, because there's going to be a lot of people that are like, all of this sucks, I'm just going to drink myself, and it'll be worth it to them to do that.
Yeah, so for
bartering.
cryptocurrency, not too much into right now.
Huh? No, yeah, go ahead. Go for it.
Yeah, not into the cryptocurrency. That's not my thing.
But chains of warm water.
Yeah.
Chains of warm water links and Rockefeller Mountains.
Yeah, Bitcoin, it's all digital. That's true.
I don't trust these clouds. I don't trust these clouds, and I don't trust these clowns running them, because they're losing everything. Like, they're losing everything. Their stuff gets hacked, and that's where they want you to store all of your information. They want you to store all your precious memories, not just your memories, but they want you to store, like, your money, too.
It's so they have access to it.
It's to freeze up everything. I think it's to freeze up everything, because that's what it's getting to. Like, it all is going towards a one world government. That's the point of all of this. And when they have, however you decide the whole mark of the beast thing is, I'm so torn on that still. I feel like it's here. This is where you get marked. You know, it's in your thoughts. It's in your. But I just feel like Minority Report style. They warn you. You know, it's like it's a game to them. So if they can shut it all off, you know, oh, you didn't go to that checkup today. You didn't take your kid into that checkup. You know.
You can't use your car because it's a smart car. You can't use anything. Like if you have smart locks at your home, you know, you have video cameras in your home that are uploading to the cloud, and they have access to everything that's essentially electronic, digital, audio, video. So, I mean, don't think that it's for one moment that it's for your own security. It's so they can keep tabs on you.
Yes, I see. He's already there.
And you know what that sounds? It may sound like conspiracy theorists, but I mean, it's true. It's already been. That's all of our cameras have like stickers and tape over it on any device at this point in time. But
not that it matters because this doesn't.
Yeah.
And you know our CIA. I haven't named our CIA guy though. I should give him a name. The FBA dude and the CIA person that watch.
But yeah, just to think that they don't have access to that is.
That's what scares me so about the whole Bitcoin thing and everything going in that direction, because then they could just freeze your accounts if you're not obeying. You know, they're doing that already in China, and they're not showing you what people are protesting over in Hong Kong. It is for that very reason that their privacy was infringed on. And so yeah, so what conspiracies are you settled on, and which ones are you still iffy on?
Well, that's a lot right there.
That's a big one.
Yeah, I mean,
we're definitely settled on the fact that on the whole depopulation agenda. For me,
well,
I'm speaking for myself.
Yeah, well, they've verbally acknowledged that, so that's not really a conspiracy theory at all. I think there's just the masses don't know about it. So when you have a majority of people that don't know, they're gonna say it's false, or they're gonna say it's a rumor of some sort, or it's a conspiracy just to denounce that or debunk it. So it's said like there's What else?
Yeah, I mean we're pretty much settled on the whole, obviously, vaccine thing. We're still very like we don't know with all of this stuff, but what's that?
Do we eat meat?
Do we eat meat?
We do.
Mm-hmm. Next, the climate change agenda. Yeah, I believe in climate change? Yes. Do I believe that it is man-made? Yes. I think that it's stated that from the talk from earlier. So
yeah,
they want us to go electric so we won't have cash.
But you know, even cash is like really, the value really isn't much. They print off so much every year, and you know, we don't have a lot of the funds to even support the cash that's out there, or it's a fraction of what it really is. So, I mean, that's just part of the slave trade that we're in.
I think there's something wrong with our meat.
We're indentured servants. With
the meat being vaccinated, like it bothers me that organic chicken and organic cows are vaccinated, and it makes me a little bit concerned for sure. Dinosaurs, I don't believe in dinosaurs. Gold and silver, I agree, are the only things that hold value. Wait, this is about to boot us, and then we'll jump back to say bye.
We'll be right back.
Second.